You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into episode 64 of the Palmetto Dugout Show. We got a lot going on between the three of us here. Two of us are on Eastern time. Coach is out there filming The Hangover Part 17. What's going on, guys?
We're live, Coach. We're live from Vegas right now. You know what I mean? We got the sports book in the background. We got some numbers rolling, learning a little future prep baseball going on here. We got our big conference going on out here. So learning a lot of things are going to be breaking off and improving and just making the brand a lot better as we move forward.
You look like you're trying out for the next Hangover movie. Drew looks like he's trying out for the next Harry Potter movie.
It's so nice to have Austin back. So nice.
You know, what does that make you trying out for?
Hadn't decided yet.
He's not trying out. He's already made it.
Grumpier old men?
Yes.
Old men, part 4.
Old dogs.
The new Taylor Swift movie.
Let's move on with the show a little bit. Make sure you like it, subscribe down below. Coach, events upcoming. Rising Stars on Sunday.
Rising Stars this Sunday at Brooklyn Casey High School. And you know what? I think we're going to luck out by having a wonderful facility because the weather's looking a little shaky. We lay low in the 50s in rain, but BC's got an incredible indoor facility there. We're going to be able to get in and knock it all out. And right, we've talked about it before, but our Rising Stars IDs have been big for us. I mean, of our 15-man roster last year, 8 of them had come to the event. So we're looking forward to some more top talent coming to these things. And fingers crossed, there's been a lot of talk of how things are going to change with the future games moving forward. But it looks like that 14U junior future game is going to hold the line over there. So that's big for us. And it's even bigger for those players that are get a chance to come for the JFG. So these Rising Stars event, right, is kind of I guess you say the back end of the year or the start of the school year, however you want to look at, is big for us moving forward, leading into Christmas time and into the summer of building that roster. So we're looking forward to having a great day and, having an even better indoor facility to run this event.
You saying little old South Carolina's got another shot?
Coach, little old South Carolina always got a shot. You know what I mean? They're always trying to hold us down. They can only do so much.
So what you're saying is if you're going to buy stock, you better buy stock in them now.
This is why he's on here. We moved to December the 2nd. The PD Regional Scout Day, Coach. Big one.
Coach, big, 2 years ago or 3 years ago, whatever it was, this was the largest event in the history of PBR South Carolina, right? We've wound up surpassing that, but it's still one of the top events that we host. Coach Urquhart down there at Florence Post 1 Legion does a tremendous job of getting all these players out. And it's not just a Legion Ball Scout Day. He opens up to that whole PD area, right? A whole area that kind of gets neglected, in a lot of areas, and little old PBR South Carolina comes rolling in there and gets a chance to look at some high end talent, that's from an area that kind of gets overlooked per se, whether it's because it's kids at a smaller school or whatever the area is, but the reason is, but we go down there and you kind of look back over the years of our rankings and where they've come out, and you can kind of see a bunch of these players that are ranked pretty good that kind of, in essence come out of nowhere, even though they're out there. And we get a chance to take a look at those guys at the back end of the fall, beginning of winter. And it's a great event for us. We do it down there at Legion Field, and we have a good time and get a chance to see a lot of great talent from that PD region.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm so excited I actually get to attend this year. So pumped. I didn't buy enough stock. You moved to January the 27th. PSA South coming back to the shipyard, Coach.
Coming back. We got it locked in. We're going to start rolling out those campaigns for the preseason all states here soon. Kind of a lot of rebranding going on in the company with some stuff. So we're going to start getting that out. humongous event last year for us down there. Beautiful weather. Obviously, fingers crossed for that, but a tremendous facility. And, right, our preseason all-states are huge for us, and we got one in the mix, fingers crossed, for the weekend before at a big-time college campus. But right now we could talk about in Charleston. But those preseason events, all-state events, are huge for us, for multiple reasons, right? They're big for us as selfishly we could see a bunch of players and for us to go out and cover the high school, but also to kind of get some guys, update some numbers, get their stats out there for the college coaches. And one thing we're going to do differently this year, call it from maybe, I guess you say, a marketing standpoint, we're going to be emailing all the college coaches in the state after the event ends with updated stats. So we're not going to wait on those guys to go, hey, we got to go look at their website. We're going to email all that out. So every player that attends, we're going to send them that list of all those stats. So it is a dead period, a quiet period for those Division I coaches, or Division II, they just can't get out, or junior college, whatever it is. We're going to blast those guys out in email with all that stuff. So these preseason all-states are huge for us. It's huge for the college coaches. It's huge for the players. And, it's right before the high school season opens up. So they're ready to roll.
I just picked up a few things at the leadership conference. Some changes. He's actually paid attention. Hard to do in Vegas now.
Coach, we got a lot going on around here. You know what I mean? We got a lot.
I think you should go grab one of those bookies over there for our pick'ems here in a minute. And tell them to write down a few things for me too.
Some legs might be getting broken. You know what I mean?
Won't be mine. I'm out in Vegas. Hopefully the PSA North is locked up here soon. Could be my birthday weekend. Hopefully it's close enough for me to attend that Saturday. High school previews plus, Coach. We've got 10 down, 7 to go right now. Had 20 last year. Here's the stat of the day. 10 new high schools of the 17 are on the high school preview shows.
That's big time. Big time. And, right? It's huge for these coaches because now, Coach Smith had opened up last year, right? That kind of the October period. So these coaches can talk about actually the bulk of their team. I know they might be missing a few guys with football and fall sports, but they've had a chance to really see their guys perform for a month and see them work with them in practice so they can kind of get in these previews and be able to break them down. I think, Drew, my favorite one so far was the Fighting Fury when, we talked about expectations and Coach goes, our expectations is to make less errors than last year. But it's good for it's good for these coaches to talk about their players. It's good for these coaches to talk about their school and give some pub and kind of give a good idea of what's going on leading into the spring season.
Hey,
you're definitely right. Moving that open period up, they go from December, January. You got not really sure what you got there when you go into the season. Now, these guys might tell you they don't know what they got, but they're lying to you. They know what their team's going to look like. Don't let them fool you.
They're not giving the scouting report away just yet.
They're dragging the field. They're dragging the field after practice, and they're talking about who's batting third and playing shortstop already. Let's not.
Hey, Coach Henson was going to give us a view into his workout today. He was going to video the workout, but he kind of did work out. But kudos to him. Shout outs, Coach. I can't even tell you. I do know one commitment that came through for sure. Austin's boy AJ Camerata committed to Georgia Southern today. Shout out to Austin Smith too for calling that one.
You know what my favorite part of that was? They're gonna let my man go both ways, and there's something I can get behind. When you let the pitcher swing the bat, good things happen.
Or are you letting the hitter pitch?
He's a pitcher at heart.
Hey, let's give another little quick shout out. By the way, Drew, I might be stepping on your toes on this.
Go.
But big shout out to all the guys signing. Right?
I was about to say that.
That's what I was assuming, but I'm trying to see the future here in Vegas. Trying to see the future here in Vegas so I can come home with a retirement fund, which ain't looking too hot so far. But big week, and more importantly, everybody puts the big stock into. I got to sign right now. I got to sign in the early period, right? The bulk of a lot of kids, the bulk of a lot of states, a lot of people around the country sign in the spring. So kind of get lost sometimes where just because if you didn't sign or commit in the fall at this first period, it really means nothing, right? Schools are still out there recruiting, looking at our data, looking at our stuff, and getting out there this spring and getting them. But big shout out to all those players and prospects that signed on that dotted line this week.
Hey, all those kids signing that NLI to get that NIL. Watch out now.
That's like a tongue twister.
See, Austin couldn't do that. Anyway, I think that on the baseball side, that's going to do us here. But we do have the Week 11 pick'em. Austin is unfortunately ahead at 72-38. As I fall behind 69-41, and Sammy's bringing up the rear here 65-45, but he calls it a comeback. So if you can buy stock, buy it in Sammy right now to win the whole damn thing.
If you guys need to see some lines, if I can figure this thing out, they're right behind me. So we got a lot.
I can't believe we're paying Sammy $11.5 million to be in last place. You can call me Tyler from Spartanburg.
Hey, Tyler from Spartanburg deserves a raise. He deserves to get paid for lighting the fire in Tigerville.
He needs to get the $11.5 million.
You weren't on here yet, but me and Drew came. We kind of, for the first time in probably 2 years, we came to an agreement that we think Tyler from Spartanburg and Omar are the same person.
We said it last week, I think.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't invited that time.
The only hang-up I got on that is by reading some of Omar's words and listening to Tyler's speech. They don't quite add up. Maybe Tyler's a better talker than he's a texter, a typer. So it's one of my favorite tweets I saw last weekend, I sent it to Drew, was maybe Tyler needs to call in on the Shane Beamer call-in show to get that going. But
I got a bold prediction for the fighting Shane Beamers here in a little while, so let's just pump the brakes on that.
Let me check out this. You want me to check out the spread real quick?
No, we would spend 10 years on Coach going, damn, I can't see that. Look, Coach, here we go. Game 1, Austin, you're winning, so you're going to pick last. How about that? Sammy will pick. You know what, Coach? You're going first today. I'll go second. Austin will go third. Well, you're last. Georgia Tech travels to Clemson.
Live my life by that motto.
Currently 14-point favorites. Coach, take it away.
This had nothing to do with Tyler from Spartanburg, or if I'm buying stock, I should buy it now. I just think it's still Georgia Tech has made a big move and gotten better, but it's still Georgia Tech and it's still Clemson. I'm going with the Tigers. Clemson with a win by a lot.
So let's just throw this stat out there. Every time Sammy has picked against the Tigers, he has been correct. So if he's going with Clemson, take the Tigers. I'm rolling with the Tigers. I said I wouldn't pick them again. I picked the Irish last week, and look what happened. Tigers win. They do not cover, though.
I'm with you there. I think the Tigers win it, but I don't think they cover. I think they're going to continue on their way of doing ridiculous things to not win by a lot of points. But I do think they win the game because I'm with Sammy. They're just better. It is what it is.
We moved to Michigan at Penn State. I don't know if the line's changed, Coach. When I looked at it, Penn State was 5-point underdogs.
Coach, I'm trying to find it on the big board back here. I don't know if I'm going to find it in time. Oh, there it is. 4.5. 4.5.
4.5. There we go.
4.5. Great stat that came out about Coach Franklin up there at Penn State. They ain't beat nobody when they play a big game. Michigan's got a lot of controversy rolling in out there. Sometimes, like we saw a little bit with Clemson last week, controversy can bring the team closer. Michigan's just better. They got better players. They've learned to steal signs better than anybody else. Regardless of that, it doesn't matter. I think Michigan wins.
That's an interesting take. Penn State doesn't win the big game, but they win the big game because they say cheaters never win when they get caught. Give me the Nittany Lions.
Well, bad news for you, Drew, trying to catch me here. I'm going the same direction you are.
Damn it.
I think and you can look at what I sent you earlier. I pre-picked these. Now there may be some adjustments, but I pre-picked Penn State. the stat we ate Mexican restaurant in Woodruff Friday night. They had a stat up on the screen, and it was the Michigan stats before Connor Stallions got hired and after. Michigan's only lost one game since they hired Connor Stallions. But now that he's fired, give me the Nittany Lions. But I agree. I don't think they ever win big games, but
it's time. It's due time.
Got to give. Something's got to give.
Something's got to give there. Vanderbilt travels to South Carolina in a battle of the two worst teams in the SEC. South Carolina 14.5-point favorites. Coach.
South Carolina. You can say what they want. It's still Vanderbilt they're playing. South Carolina wins by 10.
Coach, I really struggled with this pick. I didn't watch much of the Gamecocks game, playing the Gamecocks. I think it was more of an inter squad, both two bad teams. Vanderbilt's bad. I almost went Comms and anchor down, but I'm going with the Gamecocks.
I'm going Gamecocks as well.
God almighty.
I think I'm gonna one up going with the Gamecocks as well too. I have picked the Gamecocks a lot this year, and they have bit me. I'm going Gamecocks win out and make a bowl game. That includes beating the Tigers.
I understand you haven't been on the podcast in a while, but you didn't have to get drugged up before you came on here to say that.
I told you I was feeling spicy today.
Well, you go to
that Mexican restaurant might have really gave him some spices.
Is it Mr. Jalapeno over in Woodruff?
Great. He gave you some jalapenos. Miami travels to Florida State. Florida State 15.5-point favorites.
Seminoles. I'm sorry.
Hey, it is a rivalry game, but
it is what it is.
Miami's not good. They beat the Tigers, who aren't good. Seminoles win.
Yeah, give me the Seminoles. They say it's a rivalry game. I don't think Miami wins enough anymore for them to be rivals with anybody.
Coach, Tennessee travels to Missouri in a pick'em game, unless the line has changed, which I'm looking at right now. Missouri is 1.5-point underdogs at this point today. Coach,
home underdogs with the 7-2 Missouri Tigers.
It's a bold move, Vegas, and I'm here, so it is a bold move. I like Mizzou. You watch them play. They were right there with somebody's dogs till the bitter end. They got talent. They play hard. They seem to be coached well. Mizzou for the win.
Mizzou had a rough week last week. Lost to the Dogs. I picked the Missouri Tigers, and I'm freaking sick of picking them. Give me the Bulls and Rocky Top.
Ooh.
You pick them though against.
Shut up. Austin, what's your pick?
Picks against Georgia?
Well, I was gonna say that earlier. I got like a 3 whatever game lead on Drew. I think if he would have just quit picking against Georgia after week 2, we'd be tied. But you can only pick against them so many times. But I'm with you, Sammy. Missouri definitely surprised me last week. I thought Georgia would win that game by at least 3 touchdowns, and that was a very good game. I was impressed with the Tigers. Coach, quarterback, defensive coordinator, all the above. I think they're going to bring the noise. I think they're going to, and they're at home. If they were going to Tennessee, maybe, but no, we're at home.
And they got a big game kicker too.
Big game kicker. Dude kicks bombs
in the right times.
Yeah, and I think Tennessee's quarterback, he has the tendency to throw it to the wrong team a lot. So,
yeah. Utah travels to Washington. Washington 8.5-point favorites now.
Yeah, I've picked against Utah's bit me in the rear end every single time. I think I pick either against or for them. So I'm probably going to lose, but I'm just going to go with the better team and go Washington. Washington for the win. I'm going to eliminate who they're playing.
Washington wins big, covers.
Give me the Utes.
There it is. We're coming back, baby.
I never have really been one to care about Utah football at all. But when their coach came out a couple weeks ago and said, USC had a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, and we've got a pig farming quarterback. Sign me up for Utah.
Well, Washington does have the Heisman winning quarterback.
They do have that.
Auburn travels to Arkansas. Arkansas 3-point favorites.
You know, I don't know who to pick. I think this is a toss-up of bad teams. So I'm going to bet with Vegas on this one, and I'm going to go Arkansas.
Arkansas has – they either play okay on offense or really bad. Give me the Tigers. I'm just going with the Tigers.
I'm going Arkansas, not because of anything football related. I like their coach. I'll crank that jukebox up. That's him.
I don't mind. Ole Miss travels to Georgia. Has the line moved any since I last checked it? We don't know. Yep, it's -11 Georgia. Coach, take it away.
Coach, it's 10.5. It's 10.5 here.
I have it on my sheet, but I have my phone. It says 11.
Coach, I'm in Vegas. So
I was about to say, I'm going with Sammy here. Whatever he says, it doesn't get more live than where he's at.
Regardless of that spread, I do think Ole Miss can beat the Dogs. They got a quarterback who can throw it. He's athletic. They run it. Lane Kiffin always finds a way to keep people in there, but he also finds a way to lose those, give up big leads, and it becomes a barn burner. I think Georgia's too good. I think Georgia wins, and every time somebody wants to say they're not good, they find a way to blow somebody out or win a big game. So, Dogs.
Either I'm gonna fall 20 games behind this week, or just completely take the lead. Give me the Rebs. The Dogs down.
Every time you've bet against the Dogs, guess what has happened to you?
Well, it changes Saturday. The luck changes. All right, we're skipping your pick. We know who you got.
Give me the team that's won like 27 in a row.
Can't get to 29 though.
Give me that team until they lose. And even if they do lose, give them to me again, because they'll be playing like Georgia Tech. And still, give me the Dogs.
Oh, this is great. Duke travels to Tar Heel country to take on the North Carolina Tar Heels. Tar Heels are 9.5-point favorites here.
Another barn burner game in the ACC. Huge rivalry. No one will be there. They're all moving on to basketball, both schools. I'm going with the Tar Heels. They're going to score a lot of points and give up a lot, but they'll score at least one more.
Duke's quarterback's out for the year. Tar Heels control this game only to get their ass whipped next Saturday.
Man's got a lot of stock in Clemson right now.
He's going all in. He's going all in, boy.
I think if Dabo told him to buy stock in Blockbuster right now, he would do it. He would buy it right now.
Problem is, he don't know what Blockbuster is.
Give me North Carolina.
We had one of them in Chester, boy.
Give me the Tar Heels.
It's probably is.
It's next to that Roses.
Oh my God, we've gotten way off. Austin, make your pick.
I did. I said give me the Tar Heels, but y'all were too busy talking about Roses and Chester. Nobody knows what either one of those two things are.
Omar, let us know about the Roses. All right, man.
I bet Omar's got a Roses in his hometown. I feel like he's from Berkeley, and they probably got like 4 Roses. Game 10 here, USC limps into Oregon. Oregon 14.5-point favorites.
Oregon.
Interesting.
I'm tired of these West Coast games.
Interesting. Well, you're on the West Coast, so shut up. Oregon wins the game.
Give me the Ducks and their quarterback to win the Heisman Trophy.
Ooh. Bo
Nix.
Nix.
Your tiebreaker is total points, Tennessee at Missouri. Currently, the over-under is set at 58.5.
58.5? Ah, man, I'm going under that. I'm going to go 56.
56.
Yeah.
I think it's a high scoring game. Give me 70.
Whoa. Wow.
Wow, you're circling the wagons out there. Give me I hate to do this. Sammy went 56. I feel like I'm playing the Price is Right. I want 55.
Come on now.
28-27 in a thriller.
In a thriller.
Give me the Tigers.
Give me the Tigers. First time he said that. Awesome stock in them. Anyway, I think that's going to do us for episode 64. It's been a fun one. Austin, as always, it's so fun to have you on.
Yeah, I'll see you guys in December. It's been real.
Wow. It's always an joy to have you back on here, Austin. It's fun, but we'll see in a couple months.
In a couple months. Hey, so from two of us on the East Coast and this guy from The Hangover, we hope you have a great week.
Going all in right now.